Welcome in to the USL PRO Weekend Preview. My name's Nicholas Murray, very pleased to be joined by USL President Tim Holt as we take a look ahead to the opening weekend of action in USL PRO. Starting off on Saturday night at 7:30 with the past two USL PRO champions meeting at Blackboard Stadium. Charleston Battery host Orlando City, Tim, and it should be a really good curtain raiser for the season.
Can't think of a better way to kick off the stadium than with the two champions, two flagship franchises in the professional division of USL for many years. Also, can't think of a more anticipation that's come from a season in our professional division in maybe ever. So you've got 14 teams this year competing for the championship. I think a lot of people feel that Charleston and Orlando will be in that conversation going into the playoff tournament in the final weeks of the season. So it'll be interesting to see how they match up early season and who's more ready to come out of the gate.
Well, Orlando obviously has made some good off-season additions with the return of 2011 MVP Yordani Alvarez and El Salvador captain Darwin Soren joining the side. On the flip side, the Battery really seem to have benefited from the partnership with the Vancouver Whitecaps. Mamadou Diouf scoring a hat-trick in their last preseason game on Tuesday. He'll be a guy that may give Rob Valentino and Brad Russin a bit of something to handle.
Yeah, definitely two different approaches as to how to build the team. A little bit of a makeover in Charleston. Some new players. The Vancouver players are obviously going to play a huge role, we think, during the season with them. And there are also two teams that are well into their preseason. So you've had the opportunity. Obviously, the Vancouver players are a little newer, and how quickly Charleston can integrate those players could be a factor, whereas Orlando's obviously made some shifts, but the core of the players that they've had for the last 3-year season run are in play. So it's just that the matchup just has so many different angles to it. It should be a lot of fun, and will be the first of a couple different meetings between those two teams this year.
Well, in the second game of the weekend, later that night on Saturday, we see the introduction of the LA Galaxy 2 as they play host to the Orange County Blues FC at the StubHub Center. Now, the Galaxy 2, this is a new venture for the LA Galaxy. There's definitely some interesting names out there with guys like Jack McBean, Oscar Soto, homegrown players, but also some interesting USL Pro veterans. All-League defender Daniel Steres who played last year for the Wilmington Hammerheads joining them. It'll be interesting to see how Curtin Olfo pulls all of this together and puts to create a cohesive unit out on the field.
Definitely. I think that's their biggest challenge. We know that the quality's there. There's great players from their first team roster. There's players that are there that are part of the LA Galaxy 2 roster. And there's going to be some academy guys, some younger guys that get an opportunity to play that wouldn't have had that opportunity without this initiative. So the amalgamation of all of that, how quickly can Coach Onalfo make it come together? How quickly does it gel? Obviously, those players have also had several weeks, actually a couple months of preseason training, so we expect them to hit the ground running.
Now, on the flip side of that, the Orange County Blues have had a makeover off the field with a new logo, new uniforms, and a new home at Antietam Stadium and the campus of UC Irvine. They've got some good holdovers coming back, though, with Chris Cortez, who had 9 goals last season, and Alan Russell, who's meant so much to that team over the last couple of years.
Exciting changes, certainly, for Orange County. As you mentioned, new brand, slight relocation into Orange County to Irvine. But the Blues have been a challenge for anybody. We think this is going to be the year that they make that next jump. Obviously, they've been a playoff team or a near playoff team the 3 years of their existence. There's a good case can be made that they're putting some championship pieces together, and they would not be a team to sleep on. It'll be interesting to see how they match up against a team that probably has an advantage of 6 weeks additional preseason time before the first game. So their challenge is going to be, are they match ready? Are they able to get out there in game one against in a franchise opening type of situation? So we expect big things from the Blues.
Well, definitely a player to watch that they brought in this season, Gibson Bardsley. He was an all-league performer, had 9 goals and 7 assists for the Dayton Dutch Lions this season. It'll be interesting to see what he and Cortez can do in partnership. We hope you'll join us for both of those games on Saturday, exclusively live on YouTube. And we hope you'll join us early next week as we take a look back on the first weekend of action. Until then, for Tim, my name's Nicholas. Thanks for joining us.